now that my students have seen me model talking to the text and they've practiced talking to the text in class, I'm now going to show you the talking to the text assignments that I have built into my course. Okay, so what I do is in every unit, I do a couple of these. It just depends on timing and how the week works out, but usually I do one a week, maybe two a week. I create a quiz in my course and I call it Talking to the Text. So if it was in Unit 3, it might be 3.01 Talking to the Text. It consists of one essay question, which is worth 2 points. Okay, so here's an example of one of my Talking to the Text assignments. The first bit of it is the instructions, and that's the same for all of my assignments. And then right here where it says payroll deductions and on, that's the text that would change from assignment to assignment. So I'll give you an idea of the instructions that I give my kids. It says, read the text below. Use your talk to text bookmark or click here for one if you don't have one. If they do click here, they get this Think Aloud bookmark that it's the same one that I used in class. And I ask them to show me their thinking and wondering while they are reading the text. Remember, there's no wrong way to talk to the text. In the text box below, give me at least 3 questions or thoughts about the text. This is worth 2 points. Important, spend about 5 minutes reading, just as much as you can read in 5 minutes, and spend about 5 minutes writing what you were thinking or wondering. Remember, I'm not grading what you write, just that you have participated in this activity. Some of my text, I take the text directly from my course. I don't change it in any way. So some of the text is longer and some of it's shorter. That's why I have this in here for them to spend about 5 minutes reading. Most of my kids, I think, can read the whole thing in 5 minutes, but some of them might only get through the first paragraph in 5 minutes. And that's okay. Everything that they're reading in these exercises is stuff that we're going to talk about the next day in class. Okay, so for this example, right here at the word payroll deductions is where the reading actually begins. Here's a little bit more of the reading for this example. They're looking at a pay stub and learning how to calculate gross pay. And then this is the end right here, where you finally have the rule for calculating take-home % of gross pay. And then this is their text box at the bottom where they would write their at least 3 things that they were thinking and wondering. Looks just like any other quiz that they've taken before. They can click Submit for grading to submit it to me. Okay, I pulled out a couple of examples of what my kids have given me. I mean, they're all different. Some of them, like I said, write more than 3 things. Some of them write exactly 3 things. Some of them I can tell are struggling to do the exercise, and some of them really love it. So it's all over the place. But here's just a few examples. I really like this first one because I can tell the student is literally writing what they're thinking, literally, as it's coming out of their head. He or she says, okay, this looked hard. Okay, this is a lot, and I don't get it. Okay, so I think I get it. If I have net pay of $300.50, but my gross pay was $1,000.50, then I divide and I get 30%. I get it. Okay, so they were literally writing as they were reading along there. This person says, this reminds me of when I was learning about paycheck deductions in one of my other classes. I feel very surprised at how much money is taken out for things like taxes and Social Security. I wonder if my dad's pay stub looks similar to this. And I can tell that this person was really using that talk to text bookmark. They have the reminds, this reminds me, I feel, I wonder. So they were definitely using those prompts. If you want to read the rest of these, you can certainly pause the recording and read them. I have some more over here. The first person wrote a whole paragraph, so sometimes I get really long responses. This person actually went out and numbered them 1, 2, 3. And another thing that I have to say about the responses that I get from talking to the text, you know, the students are reading, but it's helping them, but it actually helps me as well because I get a lot of questions out of talking to the text and things that I can then bring up in class the next day. So this person says, what are union dues? You know, I might have taken that for granted. I might have thought that all of my kids would know what union dues are. But just by reading this person's response, immediately I'll think to bring that up when we talk about it in class tomorrow and at least touch on that and say what that is. I would say that that happens with all of my talking to the text assignments. I get questions that I had not anticipated. So I really love that for me as a teacher. Okay, so this concludes my Talking to the Text presentation for Consumer Math. Again, my name is Katie Ackland, math teacher here at Agora. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions.